merry-go-round. Now, if there's one map where you want to try to hide something from the Zerg player, it's probably this map. I think earlier in this tournament we saw Hawk hiding a Dark Strand on this map. Makes perfect sense. It's really hard to scout for a Zerg player because Overlords cannot hide, you know, behind the bases of a Protoss. So we'll see if Seed is going to be able to do something back or if it's going to be a clean sweep victory for viOLet.
All right, guys, here we are in the third game of this best of 5. We currently have a player who is up 2-0 on the verge of advancing to the next round of the Lone Star Clash. He is viOLet. And his opponent in the top left-hand location. I present your blue Protoss player, has some work to do, must win 3 in a row here to keep his hopes alive in Lone Star Clash 3. He is Seed.
Interesting openings again over here, Alex, on merry-go-round. Seed is going to drop the pylon on the low ground, which, you know, could still say, like, okay, he just wants to go Forge Fast Command, or maybe he even wants to cannon rush, because let's not forget, viOLet opened up with a double hatchery before a spawning pool on Habitation Station. It's the greediest way that the Zerg player can possibly play. We'll keep a close eye on this Nexus to see if the next probe is going to go down. This is very unfortunate for Seed, because he's not scouting the Zerg just yet. And here on the substitute map, we do see that our Zerg player, again, is opening up with the 10 pool. So I really like the variety of viOLet's openings, you know, 10 pool, double hatch before pool, 10 pool again. However, we do see the Forge go down, so this is a really good scenario for Seed. Like he should almost take 0 damage from this.
Okay, your words are imprinted here. We'll see if 0 damage is taken. Seed going to be scouting his opponent at the bottom. Now, early pull, we saw this in game number 1. What's the perfect response here from Seed? How does he make sure that no damage is taken?
Get a cannon.
There you go. Get a cannon. It's done.
He's going to see these 8 Zerglings. He's actually going to get quite close. Oh, I like what viOLet is doing over here. He's going to be annoying with this drone.
One does not simply get a cannon, Rotterdam.
It's above all about getting the full wall. If I was Seed, I would pull more probes. That's exactly what he does immediately. This gateway is going to be able to get warped in, but how fast will these Zerglings be there? Will they have enough damage to break the gateway down?
He just wants a building. There's a gateway. There's still going to be a hole there. Still a hole.
He can drop a pylon.
Okay. Yeah.
And I think this is going to be okay. Is this cannon in range of this hatch? Otherwise, it's still going to be annoying.
Oh.
How many Zerglings can attack the pylon? Oh, he can work on the rocks as well, but there is a cannon. See, he takes 0 damage. And actually, the cannon is still in the range of this hatchery as well. This is a very promising opening for our Protoss player.
Yeah, very good reaction here from Seed. Of course, once these rocks get thrown down, it's going to be a little bit annoying. He's got to add on another building. And of course, you know, these are resources you're spending on these buildings that you might not necessarily want to get at this point in the game, right?
He could still warp in a gateway, yeah. It's not... Oh, okay, he doesn't have the money for
no!
it.
Where's the gateway?
I mean,
the hatchery's still there.
As annoying as this may be, this is not the end of the world. He can still just warp in more Zealots. He's even going to cancel the second gateway. It's quite a few slow Zerglings. We'll see how much damage viOLet gets done over here, but that Zealot is out. So Seed's going to have to micro a little bit, stack his probes, but he shouldn't lose more than 3 or 4 probes over here.
1. Yeah, this is certainly very annoying, though. Not something you want to necessarily be doing at this point in the game.
Zealot, already 3 probes going down.
Come on, Zealot, get in there. There we go. Okay.
Seed losing a few more workers than I would like to see. He does have a double pylon block on the other side of the map, so that is very cute. He has one over here and he has one over here. Drone could have expanded over here, but it's going to expand in the natural instead. Obviously, this base is very close to the Protoss base. There are still slow Zerglings running around, but they shouldn't really get anything done anymore.
No. But viOLet's good enough where he should keep those alive for a significant amount. And just be annoying, force your opponent to worry about it. And, of course, scouting information for the foreseeable future. But overall, what are you thinking right now, Mr.
I still like Seed's position because even though this was okay for viOLet in the long run, like he got a little bit lucky that Seed didn't have the money to wipe this off and like buy time with that Zealot. So these Zerglings actually got more damage done than they should have. But normally this is still an okay position for this Protoss player. You know, like low economy against low economy is almost never a good sign if you're Zerg. We do see the Roach run as a follow-up. So what I think that viOLet's going to try to do is just straight up win this game with Roaches.
Okay. Yeah, the Roach Warren is just about to finish. Now, does he have... He does have a lot of supply room. So you could potentially make a bunch of Roaches right now at the same time. That's exactly what's going to happen. 5 Roaches in total. We're certainly going to see some more, I would expect. And still no expansion on the ground.
I don't think this is going to work for viOLet. You know, for him, I hope it does. But I think that we might see another game. We have a Stalker already out. A Mothership Core is on the way. There is a cannon as well. You know, a Zealot, a Stalker, and a Mothership Core, and a cannon. You know what would be really sick if these roaches somehow arrive when this Evolution Chamber expires. I think he's going to use these Broodlings immediately to focus down this cannon. He's not going to get it, but every damage he gets done on this cannon might be very nice, because that might actually allow those roaches to get close enough to finish off the cannon.
There come the Broodlings targeting down the cannons, and it's going to lower that shields. Roaches. Uh-oh, Zealot Stalker, you don't necessarily want to be roaming too far on the map here.
I have a hard time imagining. Okay, viOLet did drop the hatchery, but I think, you know, the idea of the roaches was perhaps nice, but he just didn't have the economy to do it. It all took a little too long. Yeah. He's only on 16 workers. viOLet needs to do some real damage over here, guys. If he doesn't kill workers, which I really don't think he's going to be able to, because we have that Mothership Core, second cannon is going to be able to warp in, and we have a force field over here as well. Second sentry is almost out. You do see that it helped, that cannon took a little bit of damage already, but it's really hard for viOLet to make this work.
Seed's going to be just fine. viOLet might be able to take down a pylon, and he will. He's going to back up, but as you said, like, he's sacrificing so much by going for this such investment into this early aggression. We see the Harvesters there telling the story. 28-22 in favor of the Protoss, and again, the hatchery just recently placed down there for viOLet. Actually, it is about to finish. But
I would like to see Seed cancel this, and he does. But this makes sense, you know, 2 cannons is more than fine. He is definitely safe. He can even let a couple of roaches go up. Well done there by Seed, just letting one roach squeeze through. We do see the transition for viOLet on the other side of the map, trying to get multiple bases up right now, trying to recover, but he's still down 6 workers, and 6 workers in such a low economic game is really detrimental.
Yeah, he's going to be powering out the drones. Now, from here, obviously, Seed has been doing a decent job defending against all this early game shenanigans from viOLet. What kind of direction do you see Seed going in?
If I was Seed, I would definitely keep the pressure up. I think that's the best thing that he could possibly do right now. And there we go, a lot of gateways being warped in. You know, like, just think about it. If you play a normal PvZ and you say in the start of the game, like, hey, I'm going to 6 or 7 gate, it's not always going to work, especially not if the Zerg scouts it, but it's never an easy hold for the Zerg. You know, they have to produce units at the right amount of time, stop droning at the right amount of time. However, this is such a bizarre scenario where viOLet's economy is so much worse than it normally is. So if you do a strategy that's normally already hard to stop, if you do it right now against a player that, you know, almost has no money to work with, it makes sense. It's a little risky, like, because he doesn't have a robotics facility, and in the end of the day, you can produce a lot of roaches from a low economy, but I still think that this is an okay decision.
Again, viOLet has been trying to prioritize making those drones to catch back up economically.
No full
now he's
wall
going to have to deal with this attack. Oh, that's a great point. Zergling's going to try to run by, or any sentries here? No, he's just going to surround the Stalkers. Warping a Zealot right in the perfect spot there. You know, but a good amount of Stalkers taken out, which viOLet's going to be happy about.
Yeah, I mean, picking up the Stalkers is nice, but I really think that if I was Seed, I would rather lose those Stalkers than having to worry about 7 or 8 Zerglings, because that would just completely destroy my economy. This pylon is a little too close. Does he have another pylon?
Here he goes.
Yes,
no force was going down.
Wow, viOLet with the 6th place.
A couple very lonely Zealots are not going to be taken back, but
+1 is almost ready for these Zealots, and they're going to trade a lot better against these Zerglings. Almost immediately, you're going to see a lot of Zerglings die. viOLet is really making the best out of the situation that he's in, with excellent army movement, trying to force stuff, trying to buy time for himself.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be enough, but he's doing a very good job.
Yeah, that was such a cool move there, just trying to delay the progress and the ideas of Seed there by swinging those lings into the natural and just forcing Seed to make some different decisions. And then, of course, very nice positioning in the middle of the map there. But Seed is back. He's coming forward. He's not done with this aggression. viOLet turning around, going to greet him. A couple force fields going down. The creep spread isn't fantastic, so viOLet has to be careful with how he's positioning his army.
Yeah,
Seed still has a lot of gateway units here.
There's not that much power in this army, though. Seed is really like fighting on a dangerous moment. He's losing a lot of sentries. I'm actually, he needs to wait for this pylon. This is actually a little tricky. This is way closer than it should have been. I still think that Seed might be okay, but this is going pretty good for viOLet.
Yeah, he's losing a lot of sentries. A lot of energy has been expended. 8 roaches in production, 4 lings in production, but a bunch of Zealots and a sentry just warped in there from Seed. Gonna try to power down viOLet with these units, and viOLet is gonna have to throw down the GG Seed. trying to make the comeback happen, taking game 3.
That was a little closer than I think it should have been in the end. You can see, I think viOLet did a really good job, even though he was fighting an uphill battle, if I've ever seen one. You know, he just doesn't have an economy.
Yeah.
Everything that he tried to do early on failed, but he was buying a lot of time for himself, and he was actually trading pretty well, considering the fact that this is a Zerg at like 34 drones. He was able to muster out a lot of units, and he made it a little closer and more exciting than it could have been, because if C just wipes in like 7 units and then moves across with this big Protoss ball and drops some good force fields, there's almost no way that viOLet, you know, without Hydras, without roid speed, without pretty much anything, is able to put up a good fight. But he did well, despite losing.
And a lot of that started with the early decision to go for that faster pool for viOLet, and Seed's very good reaction to that play. If you're viOLet there, what kind of changes do you make in that opening? Or
I mean, viOLet just rolled the dice over here. He hoped to face the same opening as he did on Way Station, and he didn't. He faced an opening that was very that is very easy to deal with in an early point. You know, you just drop the cannon, you get the full wall off,